Hey there, everybody. How are you? Welcome back to my video blog. I'm Kara MacDonald, and I help real estate agents unlock the mysteries of marketing. This is episode number 87, and today's episode, I'm going to be going over question number 1 from my interview with Gary Vee on my podcast last month. So if you don't know, I interviewed Gary Vee last month. I was super excited to do so, but I was even more excited because he had so much valuable insight and information to give you guys. So what I want to do is, because it was a 13-minute interview and I asked 7 questions and there was a lot of information in there because we both talk fast, I still want to dive a little bit deeper into each question. So I'm going to be looking at my notes possibly if I don't remember everything I want to say, but I do have those notes. But the first question that I asked Gary was about mindset and execution. You guys go to a lot of conferences, a lot of classes, you read books, you hire coaches, but I know that you don't always get the results that you were hoping for with those activities. And I asked Gary why he thought that was. And his answers had to do with fear and insecurity. Now, mind you, this is Gary Vee, so it can be a little harsh in his answers, but it's true if you think about it. So a lot of us, including me, like the feeling of doing things, of going to classes, going to conferences, hiring coaches. It feels like we're doing something positive for our business, right? If I'm spending money on something, I literally think that I'm achieving something. That's a mindset problem. That's not true. I'm only doing something good for my business when I'm implementing what I've learned from these activities that I go to or do. Am I right? So he says we like the feeling of action as doing. So by going to these things, it feels like we're doing something. And he says it really goes back to whether or not you're coming home and implementing it. Now, we've talked about a lot of this before, but here's what I think is the kicker here. The reason we're not coming home and implementing it is twofold. Number 1, we're scared we're going to do it wrong and look silly. Number 2, we don't know how to do it at all and we're afraid to admit that and ask for help. So this really comes back to confidence, knowing that you don't know everything, being willing to ask for help, and being committed to doing what you say you're going to do when you leave these activities, when you hire a coach, when you read a book. Now, of course, we're not going to be able to implement everything, but take nuggets from it and change your business. That's why we do these things to begin with. So, self-awareness. Why are you doing these things to begin with? Second thing, actually making a plan to implement them. Third, being humble enough and willing enough to ask for help if you don't have success with whatever you're trying to do. And I think that's going to be the difference this year for you guys. I want you to really think about that and make a promise to yourself that you're not going to go to anything. You're not going to read any books, hire any coaches unless you're 100% willing to put in the hard work that you need to put in to change your business. I hope that helps, and I'll see you next week to unpack question number 2.